Hello students, hope your English paper went well, which was on 15th February. Today's video will be a discussion on the same paper and we'll discuss about some important sections. For example, the unseen comprehension, grammar, writing skill and a few literature answers as well. Now there are definitely a few questions that is completely your discretion. You should answer as per your preparation, but then there are certain parts of your paper which we can discuss and it will be informative for you and you can actually understand where you have went wrong or if you were correct. So before starting with the discussion of the question paper, I'll just discuss the general instructions, although you all know, but still just a small recapitulation that the question paper consists of 11 questions that you have to attempt, and it's divided into 3 different sections, A, B and C. First consisting of reading skills for 20 marks, grammar and creative writing skill 20 marks, and the rest 40 marks comes under literature section, and this is the only section of the question paper where you come prepared with. So instead of reading the passages, we'll just get into the questions directly so that the video can be precise and informative at the same time. So as we see the passage in section A, the first one, it's basically about creativity and a lot of description about creativity. So the first question that asks about the central idea of this passage is that the answer remains very easy. Option A, social interaction is necessary to nurture creativity. From where do we get this answer? The first paragraph, as it says, more than anything else, the presence of other creative people. Our biggest creative breakthrough comes when people learn from, compete with and collaborate with other people. So it is very clear that it is definitely social interaction that is necessary to nurture creativity. Coming to the next question that gives us an assertion and reason, select the option that is true for the assertion and reason given below. Assertion is creativity is the province of great individual genius is not true. Reason being creativity is a social process. The answer to this also will remain A. Both the assertion and reason are true, and the reason is the correct explanation and assertion. Again, going back to the first paragraph, we can see more than anything else, the presence of other creative people. Contrary to that, creativity is the province of great individual geniuses. In fact, creativity is a social process. So, second answer is also option A. Next is identify the word in paragraph 1 which means something that cannot be used up or depleted. Very easy, inexhaustible. First line of the passage, you find the word inexhaustible, which means that cannot be used up or depleted. Next we have what important trends does a study tracking the decline in creative thinking ability in children reveal? Answer in about 40 words. Now coming down to para 3, you see here completely the tracking the decline of unconventional thinking ability as children age states that while 98% of 3 to 5 years olds exhibited creative thinking, this dwindled to 10% among 13 to 15 year olds and a mere 2% among 25 years olds. Thus, adulthood witnesses the erosion of innate creativity. That you can write in your own words, or you can also frame your answer according to the context. Next we have read the given prompt and select the correct option in the brackets to fill in the blank. Our biggest creative breakthrough comes when people learn from, compete with and collaborate with other people. So which option should we choose from the given ones? Creativity is thus a social process because it talks about collaborating and interacting with other people. So definitely that will be social. According to the passage, where does creativity thrive apart from arts and culture? This will come in paragraph 5, where creativity itself is not in danger. It is flourishing all around us in science and technology, arts and culture in our rapidly revitalizing cities. So that remains the answer for number 6. Next we have complete the following with a suitable reason. About 33% citizens engage their creative faculties in tasks that use innovation, problem solving, technology. Next, in the context of the last paragraph, explain how does the passage view the future of creativity in society. So here you can write in your own words that we can find that it is flourishing, but still it requires some more support and rewards creativity from each one of us. Now, this is about the first passage. Coming to the second one, again we'll start off with the questions directly. Question number 1: what does the use of the phrase "a perfect storm of choice" by the writer in paragraph 1 tell us about their feelings? Now here the answer will be B. The consumers are confused. Why? Because you see, in the first paragraph we find research consistently indicates that individuals presented with a limited selection tend to make more confident and efficient decisions compared to those confronted with overwhelming choices. Now this is a very easy process to understand. When we are given a lot of choices, we are definitely perplexed and confused, but with limited choices we are more confident and assured with what we want to buy. Identify the word in paragraph 2 that indicates the writer feels assisting consumers has become a profitable industry. The answer would be thriving. Based on the aspects mentioned in the table, mention the marketing approach that is primarily concerned with understanding consumers based on various factors. So in para 2, we can see that there is data utilization, where we can understand the aspect and the description. Next comes complete the following analogy approximately based on your understanding of the table. Cataloging people by gender, income level, personal interests, etc. is to data utilization as algorithms, influencers and ad tech are to retail assistants which help them and guide them for shopping. Which aspect in the table pertains to presenting consumers with carefully selected choices to assist decision making? It would be C. Marketing trends, because it helps and assists the consumers to make a decision whether to buy or to not purchase it. Based on your understanding, fill in the blank with the appropriate option from those given in brackets. The solution to combat choice fatigue: to employ lifestyle influencers on Instagram who provide self-improving content and product references. Now coming to number 7, complete the sentence suitably. The different approach to revolutionize consumer choices is to, if we have here in paragraph 3, some brands offer limited functional mid-priced products, instilling customer confidence and breaking the cycle of consumerism. Next, we have complete the following with a suitable reason. The writer believes that the global product abundance cannot be equitable because, coming to paragraph 4, because creators often prioritize wealthier consumers who will consume more products. In the context of the last paragraph, though the startups promise simplicity of access, what are the drawbacks of such a structure? The drawbacks you can write on your own, which are an extreme pressure for a rapid increase, which may lead to a decline. Too many choices, it is overwhelming, perplexed and confusing. So with a limited choice, limited offer, we can actually decide upon what to purchase. That is beneficial for consumers, which does not particularly depend on the wealthier consumers. Now coming to section B, grammar. Complete any 10 of 12 of the following tasks as directed. Here 12 questions are given, among which you can attempt only 10. Read the given sentence from a story. Fill in the blank by using the correct form of the word given in the bracket. As I entered the room, the first thing that struck me as odd was the candle still burning on the table. The curtains had been drawn back and the room was bright. So this is in simple past, so you have to write past continuous, still burning. Identify and correct the error in the sentence taken from the article, the hidden health risks of bread consumption. The sentence given here is health experts worldwide are concerning about the surge in health problems. Very evidently, the error is concerning, correction will be concerned. Complete the given statement by filling the blank with the correct option. A mask is used to hide the identity of a person. So the answer would be option A, of. Read the following conversation. So let's get to the answer directly. The student greeted and mentioned that she had come to inquire about the English courses for international students. So the answer would be option D, had come. Because in the question we have present perfect, I have come. So in indirect speech, present perfect changes to past perfect, which is had come. So answer is option D, had come. Next, coming to number 5, again we have error which you have to correct. Embrace change as an opportunity for personal growth and allowed it to improve your life. So error is improved, correct answer would be allow. Next, report the dialogue between a shopkeeper and Ramesh. Coming to the answer directly, the shopkeeper asked Ramesh which book did he want. Ramesh replied that he wanted a reference book for which he could use for his project work. Here also the basic thing that you should know is the change of tenses. From which tense to which tense does it change, from a direct to indirect or reported speech. Coming to number 7, fill in the blank by choosing the correct option. To complete an article published in a science magazine. There are many inventions of science which have benefited human beings in many ways. So the answer here will be which. Complete the statement made by a career counselor by filling the blank with the correct option. In our country, many universities offer a range of courses. That's why foreign students prefer Indian universities. Now, 2 reasons for writing many. One is we already have a positive impact. That's why foreign students prefer Indian universities. So, it should be many. And also it is countable. And universities are countable now. So, we can write many. Now the next one, report the dialogue between the residents and the city planner by completing the sentence. Coming to the sentence directly, the city planner said that the new park was a result of several months of research and planning. Answer would be was a. Is a will change to was a. Simple present to simple past. Next, number 10. Choose the correct statement. Correct statement here would be B. He swore that he had not stolen the bag. Number 11, we have to find the error from the options given. So the error here is very evidently view is the error and the correct word will be views. Why? Because Kanyakumari is popular for its beaches, unique Vivekananda Rock Memorial and stunning sunrise and sunset view. Sunrise and sunset itself makes it plural. So it will be views and not view. Fill in the blanks by choosing the correct options to conclude the report. The report concludes that very few learners have some knowledge of astrophysics. Now we end with grammar here. Now moving to creative writing skills. It is definitely based on your choice which one you would like to attempt or you are well prepared with. But we'll just discuss the format. As we know, you are Garima Gopal, a resident of B by 66 Mall Road, Guwahati and a volunteer of Greenpeace India. Write a letter to the editor of National Times expressing your concern about the grave and irreparable damage that environmental pollution is causing to the society. In megacities, rapid urbanization and rampant industrialization has played a key role in increasing the pressure on the limited resources. Discuss how environmental degradation can be curbed with the development, implementation and enforcement of environmental laws, regulations and policies. So here we have the address, the sender's address given, your your address, you are a volunteer of Greenpeace India, and also where you have to write the editor of which particular paper or magazine. So most of the details are given, which will help you to frame the sender's address, receiver's address, the subject. And here you can, because here we are talking about environmental degradation, you can incorporate points such as deforestation, wildlife extinction, poverty, the ecosystem, the balance. So whichever topic you are writing on, I am very sure you should be well prepared with the content, what you have to incorporate, so that the answer remains very precise yet relevant. Coming to the next one, it is about obesity has become a global issue. The lack of physical fitness programs and extracurriculars has created significant that could affect future health of youngsters. 39% of individuals around the world are overweight and 13% are obese. You are Shiksha Sumit of Ramja School, Ranchi. You believe that efforts by the government will help to turn the tide. Write a letter to the Ministry of Health for implementing compulsory programs at school level to emphasize need for proper nutrition and fitness from a young age. Again, here most of the information given, your name, your school, the place. So it's very easy to frame the sender's and receiver's address. And the points that we can incorporate in this letter is because it talks about obesity, physical fitness, so we can talk about fitness programs, we can talk about yoga, we can talk about sedentary lifestyle, we can talk about exercises, more extracurricular outdoor activities that can be incorporated in schools or other institutions. Next we have analytical paragraph. Now most of you know how you should go about with the analytical paragraph. First we need a title and then 3 different sub paragraphs consisting of a proper introduction, content, and finally conclusion. Only the given data is to be mentioned and elaborated, nothing much of your own opinion, and no personal pronouns to be used. So here they are asking about advantages and disadvantages of internet in not less than 120 words. So they have given pros and cons both, and also asking for an elaboration on advantages and disadvantages. So here we cannot write only the for, the, motion, or against. We have to write both advantages and disadvantages. Make sure that you maintain the word limit, don't make it too lengthy or irrelevant at a point. So you keep it relevant, you keep it precise, maintain word limit, and only describe and elaborate what is given, what is asked. Next we have students today are becoming victims of cybercrime and cyberbullying in schools, which is affecting the mental health of students. Write an analytical paragraph in 120 words on the problems and causes of cybercrimes. Again, here we do not really have a choice of for or against the motion, but we know what are the causes and problems of cybercrimes. The impacts are given, the causes are given. So you are just to elaborate on these points. You have to interpret the information, the data that is given. You are not supposed to write something of your own. Now section C is precisely our own discretion. Whichever chapter or topic we are more prepared with, we will attempt that question definitely. But just the 6th and 7th question, which we can discuss, that what can we write to make it a better answer. So we'll just discuss 6th and 7th answer, and for 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th question, we'll just do a generalized discussion over the questions and from which topic, which chapter they have given more questions from. So first is from Nelson Mandela, A Long Walk to Freedom. What effect does the experience as described in the lines below have on the speaker? Time and again I have seen men and women risk their lives for an idea. So here he realizes the commitment of the people, the determination of the people for freedom. Next is select one inference about the idea of courage from the given context. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear but the triumph over it. So it definitely is the answer is number D, which is ability to overcome fear, because what he tells here is courage is not absence of fear but the triumph over it, which means how we overcome our challenges. And that is exactly what Long Walk to Freedom chapter is about. Next answer is 40 words. So this definitely calls down for your own understanding of the chapter. Next is men stood up to torture, showing strength and resilience that is seeped in reality. Next extract is, there was a 50 rupee note between his fingers. My heart sank. I thought I had been discovered. I made some money yesterday, he explained. Now you will be paid regularly. My spirits rose, but when I took the note, I saw it was still wet from the night's rain. Today we'll start writing sentences, he said. He knew, but neither his lips nor his eyes showed anything. This is from the thief story. And the first question, what was the feelings unlikely to have been on seeing a 50 rupee note between his fingers was joyous. They are asking for the unlikely feeling. So here it is joyous. Second question is, how does the prospect of being paid regularly affect the narrator's motivation and hope for the future? So here again, it is up to you how you want to frame the answers, but make sure you maintain the word limit, which is only 40. The person spoken about did not let the narrator realize that his act of stealing was caught. It reflects the nobility of his character. Compare the meanings of the expression my heart sank and my spirits rose. So when we say my heart sank, it can give us a feeling of despair, fear. But when we say my spirits rose, it shows optimism, positivity and hope. Coming to number 7, again extract from poems. First is, my head is full of whispers which tomorrow will be silent. Listen, the glass is breaking, the trees are stumbling forward into the night. Winds rush to meet them. The moon is broken like a mirror. Its pieces flash now in the crown of the tallest oak. Now this has been taken from the poem The Trees. The question is, the metaphorical expression used by the poet to describe the movement of the trees is very easy. It is stumbling forward. Based on the tone, discuss how Adrian Rich presents the conflict between man and nature. Here again we have to talk about how the trees are caged indoors and they are not in their original designated places. They are indoors, and it is compared to the women and the people who are caged, enslaved and not given their deserved freedom. What is the mood or atmosphere conveyed by the imagery in the passage? It is B, eerie and foreboding. Coming to the next option, that is from Amanda. I am Rapunzel, I have not care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I'll certainly never let down my bright head. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You're always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Complete the following suitably. Amanda sulked and became moody because her mother used to nag continuously at her for something or the other, which is why she wanted tranquility and solitude. What does the girl constantly yearn for? Freedom. What do you pattern about Amanda from the poem? So you can write what you think Amanda as a person, as a young girl, what do you think her character can be? What kind of picture is painted by the poet through the line, life in a tower is tranquil and rare, which means that the solitude, the kind of peacefulness and the kind of carefulness the poet is talking about here, it's rare, and this kind of tranquility, this kind of solitude is not really something commonly a young girl would ask for. So she was in such a state at the saturated level of frustration where she wanted freedom and solitude even from her mother. The tone of the speaker in the explanation, stop that sulking at once, Amanda, is option B, 2 and 3, which is aggressive and dominating, because throughout the poem we see how her mother has been commanding Amanda and has been extremely nagging towards her. Now coming to the long answers, question 8, 9, 10 and 11. Question number 8 has 5 questions, out of which any 4 you are supposed to attempt, and that is your choice, whichever chapter you are prepared with, which is from A Sermon at Banaras, the ball poem Mijbil, 2 stories about flying, and for Anne Gregory. All the chapters are quite easy for you to understand, so I hope you have attempted this section well. Number 9, answer any 2 out of 3 questions in about 40 to 50 words. So the previous one was also 40 to 50 words. Similarly here both are for 3 marks. So first you have 3 into 4, and here it is 2 into 3, any 2 questions for 3 marks. So it is from Midnight Visitor, Necklace, and the Book That Saved the Earth. Now coming to question number 10, where you have to attempt any one and from first flight. This is examine the role of nature in the poems The Dust of Snow and Fog, or The Journeys of Anne Frank and Wally teach us the vital lesson that optimism and self-assurance empower women to rise above circumstances and overcome obstacles. Examine the similarities. So basically the central idea and discussion of their characters and how they overcame every challenges that they had to face. So you can write a kind of comparison of their characters, the similarities of the two. Now coming to the final question, number 11, from Making of a Scientist and Bholi. Both the questions here are quite open-ended. First is how does Richard Ebright's perseverance, dedication and inquisitiveness inspire you to pursue your dreams? So here you can write some points from the chapter that describes his inquisitiveness and his interests on his career and how he became what he was, and how does it inspire you. Coming to Bholi, here again this question quite directly given from the text, asking about Sulekha's teacher. So you can write how the teacher helped her overcome the challenges, become a confident girl, and also fight against the very ill rituals and rites that are maintained in the society. So hopefully you have had a good exam, because the paper seems quite easy and good. So all the best, wishing all of you all the very best for all your upcoming examinations.